Hello and welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name's Jason Newland. This is Relaxation, Hypnosis for stress, anxiety and panic attacks. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. So there's going to be again two versions of this recording. One just me talking like this without music, and one with background music by Kevin MacLeod. And that's it, really. That's it. So I'm going to get on with it. There is a chance that you could fall asleep. I know that I would, listening to music or listening to sort of someone talking. If I was laying down, I'd fall asleep. So if you are just taking a break out of your day and you need to be somewhere in, whatever time. So what I would suggest is you set an alarm to wake yourself up, just in case you fall asleep. But it is completely up to you. The other thing I would say is if you're sitting in a chair, please make sure it's a comfortable chair and also that it supports your body. So again, if you was to fall asleep, it would prevent you from falling off. Because you don't want to be falling out of your chair, and that's not something that we want. And I know that these things are they might seem quite obvious, but it's worth kind of just mentioning them. Now, there may be some background sounds. Hopefully not. I'm recording this at 10 o'clock at night. Got Andre in his cage in the other room. I'm in the bedroom. So hopefully it'll be fairly, but there might be the odd background sound because I can't avoid that unless I actually did this in a recording studio. And although I've got a half-built recording studio shed here, but it's not quite ready to use yet. So, and of course there'll be the background music in the other version. So I'm going to build upon something that I did the other day. I did a recording. I can't remember which one it was. It was either yesterday or the day before, where I focused on, it was a technique or something. Honestly, I can't remember. But it ended up with, it was a relaxation technique or stress reduction technique. And at the end of it, instead of destroying the thing, instead of getting rid of it, because it was in a vice, that's it. It was in a vice. It fell on the floor after, focusing on it and, whatever. And you have to listen to the recording. I can't remember what I said. But at the end, it cocooned and then it turned into a butterfly, a beautiful butterfly. So instead of destruction at the end, which can be fine, in all fairness, if something's been causing discomfort and stress, there's nothing wrong with imagining that thing falling into a volcano, that emotion falling into a volcano and just dissolving, or flying away, in a hot air balloon into the sun. So there's nothing actually, it's not like there's an issue with that, because that's a nice way to do it. But I got a bit of feedback from a lady called Jen. I think it might be a man, but it's someone called Jen. Might be a man called Genold. I don't know. And And this person said that the butterfly at the end was really beautiful. So what I thought I'd do is expand upon that idea, expand upon it, and do a guided relaxation session. So this isn't going to be an exercise, this is going to be a guided relaxation session lasting for about 35 minutes, and with the music one it'll be about 51 minutes long. So now that I've explained what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get on and do it. So perhaps I should quickly explain what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to ask you to imagine each part of your body and the stress rising up from the part of your body into the shape of a cocoon, whatever that shape is. I want to say cocoon, it could be round, oblong, it could be square if you want, it's your imagination. But inside that there will be a butterfly breaking out and flying away, a beautiful butterfly. So it's going to be a transformation, which is what a cocoon does, isn't it? Changes the caterpillar into a butterfly. Or is it a moth? I don't know, one of them. What's the one that turns into a moth? But it's a similar thing, isn't it? So the caterpillar turns into a butterfly. And it's something that I think science still doesn't even know how it happens. Really doesn't understand it. Either that or I'm making it up and I don't know how it works, and I've not bothered studying it to figure out, But either way, it doesn't matter. The main thing is that's what we're going to do. Right. So I'd like you to close your eyes. You should be feeling more comfortable now anyway, because especially those of you that listen to me regularly, and you know that by listening to me, it gives you a chance to let go. Gives you a chance to just let go, to not need to do anything, to not have to think about anything. And it's quite a nice feeling. And so now I'm going to just focus on your body, noticing how you feel physically. I'm going to move from your head down towards your feet, focusing on the different parts. And I've actually changed my mind about what we're going to do. I'm going to do something a little bit different, but it's okay, still along the same lines. So I want you to just focus on the different parts of your body, noticing that as you focus on the parts of your body, they automatically start to relax. It's not because you're doing anything, or the wish for you to feel relaxed can have a huge effect. The expectation that your eyebrows and your eyelids and your jaw will relax means that you're likely to relax. Expectation is powerful. It's the same way as if someone asks you to walk down on the path, down a line, just to, like a line on a football pitch, just to walk down that line holding a tray of glasses, and to keep saying over and over again, I'm going to drop these, I'm going to drop the tray, I'm going to drop the tray, I'm going to drop the tray. Expectation is powerful. The chances is you really are just going to drop that tray. So in the same way, if you're focusing walking down with that tray, not saying the words, I'm not going to drop the tray, because then you're still focusing on dropping the tray, but focusing on, I'm going to feel relaxed. I feel absolutely fine. I feel relaxed. I feel absolutely fine. This is easy. This is easy. This is easy. And there's a different attitude, there's just a different physiological reaction to those thoughts and those words that we say to ourselves. So as you move down your body, you got your jaw, you got your throat, back of your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your chest and your stomach. Just noticing them as I mention them. And you got your, from the top of your back, the back of your neck, you got your spine, of course, moving all the way down the center of your back, right the way into pretty much the bottom where your hips are, where your coccyx are, or the tailbone. And as you focus on that part, that also starts to relax and spreads that sense of relaxation, not just either side of your spine, all those muscles that support your spine, but also further across to either side, in a sense of all the way across the top of your back, spreading over your shoulder blades, and then you've got the middle of your back, kind of where your, I suppose, from kind of your nipples down to your ribs, that area, and then your lower back, which would be probably your belly button downwards if it was the other side. I know I'm not saying you've got a belly button on your back, I'm just saying that's kind of that area. And then you've got your hands and your arms, your shoulders, and your fingers. And they just naturally feel more relaxed. Just naturally. Without any big, you will be relaxed now in your little finger. It's just kind of a natural thing. Sometimes it feels like it's almost as if just by giving yourself permission to relax deeply, that's all that's needed. You give yourself permission to relax deeply. And you want to relax deeply. You intend to relax deeply, and you expect to relax deeply. And the more you do it, the more you expect it. And it's almost automatic, which is quite a good thing. And then as you focus on your hips, that whole area, the whole part where your tailbone is, and your buttocks, your groin, that whole, the muscles and the bones there, and the connections that then lead to your legs. Whole pelvic area, which is so used, it's such an important part of us that I think sometimes maybe we don't give it the thanks that it requires, or the attention, the gratitude maybe. Because you imagine, every time we walk, we use our hips and our pelvic area. Every time we turn, even if we're not walking, every time you turn, unless it literally is just your head, but every time you turn your body, You're using your pelvic area and your hips. Even by lifting, I'm doing it now, I'm lifting my hand, I'm using my hips. Stretching, sitting down, standing up from sitting down, laying down, getting up from laying down. It's all hip movement. It's not just your hips that you're using, but you're using your hips so much of the time, even when you're not using other parts of your body. So, for example, I'm sitting on the edge of the bed talking. I can turn. Now, I'm using my hips. I'm not using my legs at all. I'm not using my hands. I'm not really using my shoulders, or really, they're moving a little bit, I guess, when I'm turning. But then I stand up. I'm using my hips. And you may be thinking, why are you focusing on your hips for? There seems to be something that's useful, I think. It's just a personal opinion. When we start to acknowledge the different parts of our bodies for what they actually do for us, I think it's just a really nice thing. It's a way to be kind to yourself by thanking your hips for everything that that area does for you on a day-to-day basis. And regardless of how weird it might sound, I'm not saying to, shout it out loud in the supermarket. This is just, it doesn't even have to be words. It can be a feeling of gratitude. I suppose in a similar ways, if there's a tree falls down and, say it's landed on something precious, and you can manage to pick it up, a small tree by the way, and you manage to pick it up and move it before it damages that thing, or you manage to stop something, let's say a car, you forgot to put the brakes on, and you manage to stop the car from rolling down a hill or rolling from your driveway into your living room. You kind of thank yourself, even though you might not say it out loud. There's a kind of thank you arms, thank you muscles, thank you strength for getting me through that. Sort of an inner feeling. So we could kind of have that a bit maybe for other parts of our body. I know that I've focused on the hips, but it could be the same for your legs, for your ankles, your feet and your toes, as they also, start to relax or continue to relax. Because two things happen when you start relaxing. Even if it starts in your forehead, it sends a signal to the other parts, and the body is definitely a follower. It likes to follow each other, like it's a family. You think about it, you're all joined and connected, and it's a family. It's a close-knit, literally very close-knit family. Your eyes, your knees, your toes, your ears, even though very different parts of your body, it's all connected. It's all the same family. It's all you. So when one part of your body starts to feel relaxed, the other parts follow. And then there's the other bit when we were focusing on your spine. When you relax the spine, that also sends even stronger signals of relaxation to all the different parts of your body, because that's what the spine does. It's kind of the brain's messenger. It's the go-between between the brain and that different part of your body. The spine sends those messages backwards and forwards very quickly. So this isn't even something that you need to wait for. It happens almost as if you've willed it to happen, almost as if you're consciously the one that did it. See, I consciously move my hand up and down. I think that's just me, my consciousness, nothing else. It's just me. I don't, the fact is that my brain sent those signals to the muscles in my arm to do that at such lightning speed. Now, I started it, but I wasn't responsible. It happened so quickly. It feels like I was responsible, but in the same way, for me, it's just a thought. And it can feel really weird, almost, if you get into that a little bit too deeply. Like, oh, okay. So my brain's doing that, but it's doing it because you're asking for it to be done. It's not just doing it on its own. It's doing it because you want your right hand to move. But instead of saying, oh, I'd like my right hand to move and I'd like my left finger to move a little bit and then my right thumb to move a little bit, it happens at lightning speed. So the thinking occurs, we don't even realize how fast it's happening. The thinking's happening faster than we can comprehend. Which I think is amazing stuff. Also, it just shows that how powerful your brain is. Because I know there's a lot of like with hypnosis, there's a lot of like talking about the unconscious mind or the subconscious mind. But I don't think enough benefit's given to your brain. Your brain does all this. It's your brain will give you what you want. And it does. The brain is the most magnificent thing, probably for humans, it's the most magnificent thing in the universe. I mean, the human brain's not going to be that magnificent to a crocodile. Might be tasty, but it won't be, But for us, there is no part of our body that's as amazing as the human brain. It is phenomenal. So, when we ask for something, whether it be pain relief, relaxation, feel calm, to feel confident, we only need to ask our brain. We don't need to ask outside of ourselves. We ask ourselves. Everything's within. Don't have to ask an unconscious mind. And there is stuff going on unconsciously. We've all got blind spots and all that stuff. But you can ask your brain directly. Build that relationship with your brain that's already there. You have such an amazing connection, we all do, with our brains. Because you think you want to stand up, or you want to move, or you want to look to the right, look to the left, you want to say something, you want to juggle, whatever it is that you want to do. Your brain is letting you do that. Your brain is following your commands. So we actually have this it's not just a supercomputer, it is way beyond that. At our command. And that, I think, is what I'm more interested in, is how, and maybe you are too, how when you ask your brain to relax your body, and you need to mean it, not be whiny, oh, you can relax my body, just purposefully, genuinely and kindly. Talk to your brain kindly. Be kind, because if you moan, because let's face it, if someone came up to you and said, even if it was your boss, because we're the boss of our brain. If your boss comes up to you and you're working in an office and says, I need that paperwork done, get it done, and is really rude about it, that's probably not going to be a priority to you, possibly because of them being rude. You might think, yeah, I will do it, but you know what? I think it's time to go and do a poo. I think I'll have a little break, a little poo break. Or, is it lunchtime already? Or, I think I'll do something else first. So it's just a human kind of thing. So what I'm going to ask you to ask your brain to do is focus on the thoughts. And I realise there may be not that many thoughts left because you're relaxed, you're calm, and you've let go, and you're just enjoying feeling good. And which is, that's cool. But just look at what other thoughts are left in your brain. Any stresses. That's what I'm kind of thinking about. Not just general thoughts, but those thoughts of negativity, those negative, nagging, horrible thoughts, the things that are telling you that you're not good enough, and you're not, you look a certain way, or you're not this, or you're not that, and just horrible stuff that's of no use and is negative, just negative. And I want you to focus on those. And I want you to actually focus them in your mind. Focus on them actually inside your mind. Each of those thoughts turning into little cocoons. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? But just turn each one into a cocoon. And you know there's a butterfly in there, but we're going to leave that for now. Nice little butterfly growing, beautiful butterfly, transforming that negativity into beautiful positivity. And a butterfly, regardless of how miraculous it is, it can't turn back into a caterpillar. So it's just there, so the cocoons, just notice how each negative feeling, and how maybe some of those cocoons are really ugly. The more disgusting or offensive those negative thoughts are, the more uglier the cocoon is. Maybe they're smelly, dirty, and because that's just a signal to you of how they've been affecting your mind, how they've been dirty in your mind, causing that filth to get in the way of your positive thinking. And just notice any other thoughts that might be there that are negative. And you can watch it turning into this cocoon. And it's just energy, I guess. The energy of the thought is an energy. But then you can get a sense of the ugliness of it by actually having that visual picture of that cocoon. And maybe it's just oozing dirty, smelly liquid, and you couldn't imagine it be anything but just dirt and excrement inside, but there isn't. As we know, the butterflies are in there. But that cocoon is, and all those different cocoons, they're transforming that feeling, that emotion, that negativity into positivity. And as it happens, you start to notice that the outsides of those cocoons start to transform as well. Start to turn into smooth, almost like beautiful shells, like cocoons with nice coverings, maybe different colours, but visually a lot more pleasing than before. And you can notice how you feel at this moment in the process. How you feel more relaxed, more positive, confident and calm. And what's going to happen now, instead of the butterflies crawling out of the cocoons, what's going to happen to the cocoons is they're going to start to become see-through, transparent. Slowly becoming transparent, so you can see those butterflies, those beautiful butterflies inside, full of positivity. Now, they may all have different colours. They may have one set of colours. They may be in black and white. It doesn't matter. It may just be a feeling that you have. There are no rules to this. And as those cocoons become even more transparent, you start to realise that actually they're no longer transparent, they're no longer there. And the butterflies start to flutter around your mind. And everything it touches, everything one of those butterflies touches, turns into positivity. Turns into positivity. Which means any other thought that's in your mind that comes up will automatically be transformed into positivity. So those butterflies of positivity can just be fluttering around your mind, feeling relaxed and calm, loose, so relaxed. And it really feels nice to know that you did this. You are in control. You asked your brain to do this, and it did it. Because you are your brain. It's not a separate thing, it's you. When you think about that in that way, it realizes that you're not. Your car is no longer remote control. It's almost like you've been having this remote control, this big, beautiful car, but it's limited because you can't see really where you're going. It's a little bit better now because some of the remote controls have screens on them with cameras and stuff, but it's still not the same. And you're limited to just being on a designated area, maybe a little road or in your garden. You can't take it onto a main road or go anywhere with it. Because it's remote control and you have to be outside the car watching it. And then suddenly you realise that it's not remote control at all. Maybe one day you go out and you're doing it with remote control and you're thinking, oh, this is brilliant. And you're having fun, and your wife, your husband, your partner, your children, someone comes up to you and says, I hope you're okay. I've borrowed your batteries from remote control to for the television control remote. You must have got some more then. Did you have some spare? And you say, what? No, I didn't know. I haven't put any batteries in. And you look and you see that there's no batteries in the remote. The controller has no batteries. And then you realise that, wow, it's me. I was controlling the car the whole time. And then you go up to the car, you get in, and you realise there's a steering wheel there. And it's everything you could ever want. It does everything. I mean, this is a car that can fly, can go underwater, can turn into a butterfly if you want. It literally is limitless to what it can do. And all along you were in control. And now you realise that, I might as well make use of this. And you sit there and then you decide what you want to do next. And the car does what you want it to do. Because you are part of that car, and that car is part of you. So it's quite nice. I think it's quite a nice idea. So I'm going to go now, but you can continue listening with the music. The music it might send you to sleep. So the music will continue and you can relax even more without me rabbiting on. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you deserve to be happy. And I'm going to count down from 10 down to 1. And you can feel 10 times more relaxed in every part of your body. Now, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.